So, I was in the town with the bug guy, with the spider guy, and his cute doggo girlfriend, and another dude. I don't remember. No, wait, that was another person. There were three of them that I met, and they were very into me. They very much liked. I fought with the thing, and I won. And there was a bug night, and stuff happened.
Yes.
That's all I got, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You were pretty much on the right track.
Okay.
Uh, your last session consisted of a combat with air elemental thing, which you fought with a bug knight who did absolutely horrible,
Mm-hmm.
even though he was supposed to be an elemental hunter.
He tried. He's such a sweetie.
Yes. Um, you loosely, sort of, kind of flirted with him by saying that he looked really cool.
I mean,
Um,
he does.
yes, he does.
I can
Um,
compliment someone without without like, you know.
right. And then you went to Daisabana, which is a town that was near where the elemental was, or Daibasana, bleh, Daibasana, and you met Pupper Girl and her spider boyfriend person. Um, and then you were introduced to the deity that the spider people worshipped. And then you were shown a cave because the Pupper Girl was also a miner.
Yeah.
And along with that, you met Fushila, which is a little bear girl who was helping her aunt,
Mm-hmm.
who was the last spider uh, person, or spider seamstress you had met. And you had asked this third spider seamstress to work with your Tensen fan thing. Um, and as potential payment for your fan, since you didn't really have a whole lot of Kuchigami currency, she asked you to help the miners the following morning as they go in to investigate the caves, because a couple nights ago they had recently found something that was strange, wasn't sure what it was, and potentially somebody who was much more chakra inclined might be able to help. And she knew that you were based on your fan, and you know that she was also lightning acclimated, which is why you want her working on your fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about the long and short of where we were. And then, so we open up this session with you getting ready to go down in the mines with Shidagah, and her other uh, minor peoples, which are mostly canine, though there are a few spidery people in the mix as well, because this is technically a spider town. Um,
Yes, I like the spiders. They're very good.
so we open up and we're getting ready to go down into the mine, and because I want to see how ready you are for things, right out of the gate, give me a spot check, Shiori.
Yeah. So I got a 15 on that roll.
Yes. So you are walking, getting ready to go into the mines, and the caves, and you happen to look up, like towards the north, in a like this way sort of direction. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you see, like, off in the distance, you rolled exactly what you needed to see it. Good job. Um,
Good. Good.
you you see off in the distance, like in the it's like late, early to mid morning, so you have like the whole sunrise coloration in the sky and all that kind of thing. Um, and you see off in the distance to the north a it almost looks like smoke, like something is on fire or there's a bonfire or something like that. But it's not moving like smoke, and it's not the color of smoke. It's actually purple, and it's moving like a funnel, and it's just in the sky over there.
Over, I'm sorry, where?
Like a good several miles away from where you are. It's just going way high in the sky, so you sort of see it in the horizon.
Is it like traveling or is it like coming down?
Seems to be coming like actually, uh, it would technically be going down. It's sort of like reverse smoke. So instead of smoke coming up, it's this going down.
Okay.
And you see that, and then um, Shidagah also sees it, and she's great. It's happening again. Nothing. We can't do anything about it though. Plus, we have the mines.
What is it?
Um. Well, like okay. Um. The we one of the towns like been several years now, but we have a town that's north that's sort of just. I guess the best way to describe it is it just kind of faded and disappeared. It's like a wasteland or something. That's I don't know. It used to be the town for the rabbits, but it's like gone. And now every now and again we see that whatever that is. But we've sent people over there to try to figure out what it is. It I don't know. It's just something weird. The queen tells us that we shouldn't worry about it because if we do, it's just going to get somebody's going to get in danger. So, but anyway, mine.
Okay.
That
Okay, yeah. Let's take care of the mine. That thing still doesn't look right.
no, it doesn't.
Maybe I can deal
Anyway,
with that too. Or at least find a way to help you guys deal with it. I don't know.
it well, you you said you were only going to be here for another couple days, right?
I don't know quite yet, but ideally I can get everything I need to done and ideally I can get everything I need done in just a few days.
Right. Well, the rabbit town is several miles away. It'd take you a couple days just to get there. Anyway, mine's. And about the time she starts to get more, enthused about worrying about the mine is when you hear a loud, like, clap of hands and, yes, mines. Let's worry about that, shall we? And you turn to look to, what effectively amounts as the like, boss mine person, like foreman type thing. And because he looks all official. And he is actually a dog person with a very scrunched up face because he's technically a dog person that's a pug.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he just looks and is trying to get everyone to filter into the mines to get going. Um, and he sort of directs groups of people to. And it's just like, you are going to uh, cavern A, B, C, different places and things in the mine itself. Um, and then he sees you, and you're new. Um, who are
Just a
you?
little. I'm Shiori.
Yeah.
Hidega told me that Shidagah told me that there was an issue down here in the mines, and I thought maybe I could help.
Oh, so you're here to help investigate what she got found the other day then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He seems completely like unconcerned about the fact that you're human, or at least he doesn't seem to really notice. Um, it's
Okay.
interesting because he's like an official type, and a lot of officials that you've met before have been sort of about you being just a normal human girl, but he doesn't seem to care one way or the
Yep. Yep.
other. And so you journey down into the mines, and the foreman is just sort of indicating for different people to uh, head down different pathways and things, which at first it seems like this is just a straightforward pathway, because it is for a little bit.
Yeah.
Once you get to this sort of fork, the group starts to spread out, and Shidagah keeps you focused forward to go into the part of the mine where she found the thing.
That thing. Cool.
Yes, the thing.
I'm gonna keep my ESP and my chakra sense running.
Oh yeah, of course. You did technically perform that in the earlier part of the day, so you would sort of have it going in already.
Yeah.
And actually, on that, you sort of get, because there's like, contrary to the amount of tokens I have on the screen, there's a lot more people going down into this mine than I have there. But since you got everybody in close range, your ESP sort of picks up on the wandering thoughts of all the different miners that are walking down here with you, and vast majority of them have a very sort of workers mentality. They're doing their job that they've done for quite some time. Even Shidagah's sort of mental state sort of fits that, though she's a tad bit anxious because she's super curious about the thing that she found in these mines, and was wondering if you could help. And then it's barely noticeable because it's layered under all these other voices of emotions and things. But there's another one that seems almost curious over the mine itself, as if they haven't been here before. And I don't know if ESP can pinpoint people, but that's a voice that you're hearing in amongst all the rest.
In the group that I'm in?
Yeah. And then you sort of make your way on down. I'm not going to bother moving those tokens because I have to change the map too. So,
Shiori's gonna pause for a moment.
Okay.
And she's gonna go, she's gonna whisper to, what are the other animals in the group with us? Like, what are the other,
it's mostly, spiders and, dog types that you have seen so far. Okay. Although there is one very interesting spider person, now that I remember that he was a thing. So you've seen quite a few spidery types, and lots of them would have like multiple arms and things like that. But the interesting difference for this spider person is his upper set of arms is much more well built and strong compared to his bottom set. It's as if he's worked out with the upper arms, but not the bottom. Um, and yeah, he's one of the worker types. You pinpoint zero in on him, but unless you just want to talk to him directly, he's not necessarily the person that's giving you the vibe of they haven't been here before.
Okay.
Um,
Shiori is going to tap on Shidagah's shoulder and kind of um ask her to hang back, hang back with her from the rest of the group for a moment.
okay. The foreman pug sort of gives you a look, but I mean, as long as you do your job in the mine, it's not that big of a deal. And you're not on any kind of time stamp you got all day, so.
Okay. Um, Shiori is going to keep her voice really low.
Mm-hmm.
But she's gonna say, "Hey, do me a favor.
Hmm?
You know your way around the mine, right?"
Yeah, of course.
Um,
Also, it's worth noting they did give you a miner's cap band thing as you started to come down this way, which
that's fine.
you realize now that it uses chakra, though not yours.
Interesting. So it's like a gem or
Yeah, it's like a
whatever.
chakra storing gem.
Hmm. Okay, that's interesting because they have it as such an abundant natural resource here.
Yep.
Um. Uh. Shuri's gonna go. What is some place in the mine that only someone who works down here would know about? Don't say it out loud. Just think about it.
Her first response when you do that is thinking to you, read my mind?
Yes, a little.
That's cool. He's very apprehensive about it, and you can feel
No,
that too.
yeah,
Um,
I know. Someone down here doesn't know how to move around this place. They've never been down here before. I need to know of a place that they wouldn't know about so I can pin them down. I'm just a little paranoid of spies. Just
so you want to go somewhere that's, I guess the area that I found. I just recently dug that out, and if we go there without everybody else, since I'm supposed to be the one searching there, and if this other person is following the crowd, then we should be able to go there.
okay. Let's do that then.
He continues to lead you down into the mines. Then spider webs and things. Yay. And as you get down to uh, about this area here, she leads you down around a little enclave sort of thing, and a lot of the other miners go off in the other direction.
Okay. How big is a small-sized metal object?
Depends on what sort of metal object you're wanting to make.
I need Hey, I'm not trying to make anything. I need a conduit.
Ah. Um.
Is
I
my
mean,
battle wire small sized?
technically, yeah.
I want to trail part of my battle wire behind me to where it drags on the ground, and use tracking thunderweb.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Interesting. Using something that has to deal with directly in contact with the ground underground.
Yeah. But
Okay.
basically, if we're in tunnels, it says 50-foot radius, but like, it will very easily allow me to know if someone's following us.
Right.
Because, like, that 50 feet, I imagine, reaches around corners, especially if we're underground.
Yeah. Position of all creatures of tiny size or larger stepping into the web, regardless of whether they are visible or not. Can't identify the creature beyond what size category it is, but is able to pin down their positions. Okay. So if you use that sort of as the crowd splits, and you sort of direct your vision near the crowd, it's all medium size. There's no like small or anything like that. But off in the corner amongst the crowd, closer to the wall of the mine itself, there is another presence, that not with the miners, not with the rest of the miners. It's closer to the wall while the rest of them are sort of going towards the tunnel, and this other person sort of stopped moving as the group split off. Though of course they have no way that you know that they're there, but yeah.
Right.
And Shidagah, who saw you do all this with your battle wire and chakra, though she didn't see any kind of current or anything like that, she just was watching you as if to be like, what are you doing?
She keeps her voice low, but she goes, I can put a web on the ground where I can feel the movements of things around me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wonder why all the other spider people can't do that.
It's a pretty advanced technique. I kind of did a lot of training to learn this kind of stuff, so...
Okay. As you two of you are conversing softly,
hold on. I do have to roll for this, though.
Oh. You have to roll for the web itself?
It is a... Oh!
Action point?
Action point.
There you go.
There we go, 24. Oh, mother.
Alright. So, you're able to send it off. Your chakra sort of disperses throughout the mines. And it's sort of like a sonar effect kind of thing. And you pinpoint that there is one person hiding in the shadows at the edge of the mine wall. Same size as everyone else, but you don't get any kind of visual. You just get presence.
Shiori's gonna be like, how far away are we?
From that other person in the corner of the wall, probably...
No, she's asking Shidagah, how far away are we from the thing we need to be on? Like, the thing we need to be at.
Maybe... It's like... It's on down this tunnel here, and this particular tunnel is probably another 50, 60 feet, maybe?
Okay. If I walk with the thing trailing on the ground, will it follow me?
The thunder web...
Is the web static from the...
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
It says it's centered...
application for this in the...
It says that it's centered on you. And I would imagine if you cast it from your hands touching the ground, it would be stationary from that one point. like the point
What
of
if my
contact
hands
that you
move?
made. But since you're going it through something that you can potentially drag, I can let it follow you.
Okay, cool. Then in that case, let's go. Let's continue.
Gonna go on down.
Mm-hmm.
So the two of you make your way down this way.
Is there a branching path at any
Uh,
point?
At this point, no. At the little enclave that you're going down, there is no branching path. I mean, there's a little enclave
Okay, but like previously from where we were walking.
yeah, there were branching paths up top as you were starting to head down this way, like up here.
I'm gonna create 2 shadow clones and have one turn into Shidagah.
You're doing what now?
I'm making 2 shadow clones. One uses transformation to turn into Shidagah, and then they walk down a different path entirely.
Oh. Okay.
I can have them go up to a mile away from me. They just walk off and do whatever. but they leave footprints and tracks
Right.
and like talk to each other and like make noises.
Interesting. Shidagah watches you do
So if there
this.
is someone following us, it's more likely to follow the decoys.
Shidagah sort of watches you cast up these 2 clones of yourself and turn one into her, and she's like, wait, what? You can do that?
Shh. Yes, I can do that.
That's really cool. Do you think someone's following? Oh, I get it. Okay. And she starts to move much softer through the tunnel.
Yeah, I think I have to roll for Shadow Clone, but the transformation technique's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, transformation's easy.
Yeah. That's perfect. And then once we get a ways down the tunnel, I'm going to also do like a Zephyr's Wind to clear the tracks in the dirt.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like that led down to me and Shidagah, so that way the clones are the only ones leaving tracks.
Yep. Okay. Make your way on down this way. Well, does the decoys make any...
So that costs 2... What's that?
Do the decoys make any kind of, like, discernible noise to attract attention, or do they just go down there not trying to keep
They're
quiet?
just talking. They're just having a conversation.
In that case, give me a spot check for your clones, which would be the same as your normal spot at a -4, I think, for clones.
The best part about this is if it's only 60 feet and my web goes like, if it follows the tunnel, like I'll be able to sense if someone's like dicking around following them. Ugh, god damn it.
Okay.
How many action points is a reroll?
5.
5. Ugh. Yeah, I'll take it. That's better.
Okay. So, yes, from your chakra thread web thing, it is discernible that this person, this other presence, they take a little bit of time to sort of to before they start moving again, basically, and they do appear to follow the decoys.
Oh, good.
And based on your, it's interesting though, because your decoys that spot check right there was for, they still can't see it.
I'm sorry?
The the decoys know that it's following them thanks to your web, but that's the only reason why. They still
Mm-hmm.
can't see anyone following them.
So it's an invisible assailant.
Essentially, yeah. To for lack of
Hmm.
a better way to put it, because you can't seem to spot them. I mean, you can pinpoint their location and attack that spot and get closer to there if you really wanted to really alert this person that you're aware of them. But yeah,
No, no, no. We're just gonna keep him busy for now.
all right. Do we want to focus on decoys or do we want to focus on real Shiori and
Oh no,
Shidagah?
the decoys don't. The decoys do not matter. We'll continue the actual what's going on.
Okay. So with that, um, Shidagah sort of indicates over here, and she she moves a boulder that several little boulders that she had like almost like a grave marker pile or like a fairy circle kind of thing. The set of stones that are deliberately placed in a certain way. Um, and she sort of moves them out, and upon doing so, it reveals a tiny little flower out in the middle of this mine. And the very first thing that you pick up on as soon as you see this flower is it has a very strong, for being such a small little flower, it has a very strong natural chakra
Chakra
presence, like the
presence.
food, yeah, like the food and stuff, but it's even
Oh.
stronger on this thing than it is on the food. You also notice that there's a soft
Oh wow.
glow in the darkness of this cave from this flower.
Um, Shiori like kind of stares at this thing and like, that's what it is. This is ridiculous.
I I'm not entirely sure what it is either. I mean, it's a flower,
It's a
but
flower.
you feel it too, right? There's something off. There's something about it.
Yeah. Um.
You also
God.
get the
Okay.
sense that Shidagah is not moving closer to it. She's
Shiori definitely is.
she keeps a safe distance away from it. She's not moving close to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a sense, and from your ESP thing that you still have going, it's not a um, fear so much as it's sort of a apprehension
Respect.
and
Oh, I see.
respect, something like that, some combination of the two.
Oh, yeah.
And as you start to move past her to get closer to it, it's a very strange flower. Be careful. Sort of puts your hand on your shoulder as you walk by.
Did it do something to you, or is it just the presence that it has?
A little of both.
Okay.
You
What did it do to you?
if you have a chakra sense thing better than anybody else, you should get some sort of a idea. I think. Um, and she's very apprehensive about giving you any kind of direct details. And as you move closer to it, um, the uh, chakra storing gem that serves as your light
Uh huh.
just like phases out, and your understanding of chakra nature, you get the sense that not the chakra from you by any means, but the chakra storing that was in the light, the stone light that you were using, just gets slowly pulled away.
So it's eating the stored chakra.
It seems to be pulling chakra from stuff around it, yes, but not people.
So our lights go out then?
Yours does because you got close enough to it. Shidagah's still got hers because she's staying a good, 20 or so feet away.
Right, right. Um, Shidagah, can I borrow your headlamp? The
Oh,
the light. Can I borrow your light?
just, yeah, but if you get being that close, it's going to go out.
I'm aware. I just want to see it a little better. I can make light.
Okay. She takes the headlamp away and hands it off to you.
I'm going to kind of slowly move it closer and kind of like watch it with like my chakra sense.
Mm. And
And
you're
I'm
you're
Go
also
ahead.
you're also looking at the lamp more directly because before it was like on your head.
hmm
Um, so as you move closer and you're looking at the headlamp, you realize that the headlamp serving as a sort of chakra storing gem, it had a seal on it that was basically the manufactured way of saying this is going to glow because chakra.
Sure.
And as you move closer and the light fades away from it, the seal vanishes and it's just a stone.
The seal vanishes.
Yeah, like completely.
Oh, like the um. So it's dark now, I imagine.
Yeah. And you do hear and sense from Shidagah that she's just like, well, here we go again. Down
Don't
here
worry,
in the
I can
dark
handle
again.
this. I can handle it.
I mean, I can see some too, so it's okay, but still.
Shiori is going to cast her Thunder Sword.
Okay.
So it's like a electric blade, but I mean, like crackling lightning puts off light. So
Yeah, of course.
I'm just gonna use it like a glow stick.
Right, yeah.
Um,
Shidagah's just like, whoa, as you suddenly now have a thunder sword with light.
yeah. Yeah. She just like makes it appear in her hand. She goes, "Yeah, that's I can do an even cooler one, but it starts to burn after a few minutes, so I just kind of have to not. Um, okay. So this only is gonna last me like a minute or two. Um, does it try to consume any of the chakra I'm using for making the
Nope,
sword?
nope.
Okay. What Shidagah, what do you use to make the lamps? Like what kind of ink do you use to paint the seals?
Shidagah's just, uh, there's we have a craftsman in town. He sort of just puts uh, the headlamps together. He crafts them and puts them together, and he wasn't very happy when I brought him a couple that were already messed up, and he's probably not going to be happy that I'm bringing him two more. But um, yeah, he was just a craftsman. He said that he would produce seals that made the stones glow as a light, so that we could all see.
Okay. Okay. Um, I think we may need to go talk to him, but um what does the flower look like?
Roll me knowledge, earth, and life sciences. Ooh,
29?
nice. Okay. So it doesn't look like
I'm
any.
going to check in the like pharmacy, like the medicine section of my mother's journal, um, for anything regarding like like a seal eating flower. But also, I'm taking the book out for a second reason.
So with a knowledge, earth, and life of a 29, holy crap. Um, this is not a flower that you recognize. This is very clearly some sort of exotic indigenous flower to this continent only. Um, but it does seem to hold some, you know, very strong chakra sealing based properties to it. Um, you get the sense that it does look like a flower that could be used to craft medicine, of some
Mm-hmm.
sort. Um, and your mother's book doesn't necessarily have anything in it concerning a uh, healing drug or anything like that, though it does have a very short entry that your mother made, sort of a throwaway entry of someone talking about a very powerful chakra based flower, but she didn't have a whole lot of information on it.
Okay. Shiori kind of smiles and goes, "Oh, she's gonna love this." Um,
Shidagah sort of tilts her head at you and is like, huh?
oh, don't worry about it. I'll tell you. I'll tell you once we're back in the sunlight.
Okay.
Um, Shiori is going to. What does the flower specifically like? Does it look like it's thorny, or does it look like it's got like those like fine like prickly cactus hairs on it, or does it have like? Is it just like a regular flower?
Um, it has a few thorns, but nothing like any crazy sort of protection. The biggest bit of protection that it has in this mine, in particular, is the sort of ever-present web, because it is a spider-based mine. There is like cobwebs and things all over. Um, the webs and things have sort of obscured its colors a little bit, surrounded it a bit, but it doesn't seem to be a super like defensive flower. It's weird that it's growing here of all places, but yeah.
As long as it has stuff to eat. Um,
And it does seem like the thing that sustains it to keep it going is like chakra more than like a standard plant's photosynthesis or whatever. What is sustaining it is chakra more than anything.
yeah. Okay. In that case, um, being very careful not to like injure myself on the damn thing, I'm going to pick the flower.
Okay.
And I'm
Did,
going to lay it very carefully in the pages of the book. And I'm going to press it with the book, like use the book. I'm just going to close the book and like tie
right,
it
yeah.
back up.
Shidagah's like, are you sure you? Okay. As you do it anyway. um.
I can't study it if I don't have one on hand to study. There,
Yes.
like, I can get seeds from it and stuff later.
Okay. So, meanwhile, we cut to the two clones and they're meandering. Um.
Right.
Eventually, like as the real you and Shidagah are dealing with this flower, eventually a new voice sort of speaks up and goes, "Okay, is it just me or do you two look like you're lost?"
I'm sorry?
Your two clones turn to look, and stepping out of the shadows now, more away from the wall, with her arms crossed in front of her, is a young woman, probably supposed to be mid to late 20s. She does not look like she was built for this kind of a trek through some mine or other. And she, so, you know how, like, a really older person has, like, in, like, in Naruto, Chio had it, the, like, liver spots things, the skin effect where your skin's darker in several places, kind of like freckles, but a lot bigger. She has that, but instead of places where her skin's darker, it's places where her skin is scales.
Oh, cute.
And when
Is she like a dragon or like a lizard?
She does appear to be some sort of reptilian persuasion at the very least.
No, really?
And as you're looking back towards her, there's this brief moment as your copied headlamps pass through her line of sight, and she does that whole nocturnal animal eyes reflect thing. And she's just sort of tapping your foot. Something's off. Something is weird here. Because you two were supposed to know where you were going.
Are you the bouncer or...
Bouncer?
You know, like security for the mines?
There's no security for this mine. That's how I got here in the first place.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Besides, no one can see me when I was just hiding out in the corner of the mines as you guys started to go down here. So...
Really?
But that's besides the point. Where is the flower?
Dunno, actually. We're just as lost as you are.
Okay.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Can I thunderclap in here?
You could.
Not can I thunderclap in here. Will thunderclap do damage in an like an enclosed space?
I mean, it still doesn't technically do... It doesn't... Does Thunderclap do knockback?
No, it does deafening.
It only does deafening.
Yeah. The copy of Shidagah is like backing up toward the wall away from her and putting her like hands above, like her hands behind her back, like she's reaching for the wall so she doesn't like trip into it. But what she is doing is casting Thunderclap.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't technically deal damage. It's just like a concussive force.
That's fine.
It doesn't really knock anything anywhere.
That's fine. That's fine. I just enclosed spaces with like high impact sounds, like gunshots and like thunder crashing and things like explosions, cause more damage when they are in A, close ranges, and B, enclosed spaces, like where you can create a pressure differential.
Yeah.
But that being said, this is going to be loud for a lot of people, not just her, but it's going to happen. Like Shiori Prime is going to like look at Shidagah and like tap her ears and cover them. like like get down.
Shidagah just sort of looks at you and blinks and is like, right, and then does so, and then boom.
Yeah. So the copy of Shidagah is going to like substitute with with the clone of Shiori and then just thunderclap like right in her face.
Oh yay, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, Fort negates thunderclap.
Fort negate, 4 plus 5, 6, 7. So she has to make a 17 fort negate.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay.
That's not a good ooh.
Nope. So she screams. And
Yep, nope, none of us hear that.
no, she don't even hear
If
it.
the user wears a sound amplifier, the technique is increased to 40 feet and the duration is increased to 1d4 plus 2 minutes. Can I have that, considering we're in a confined space?
Technically, yeah. You
Okay,
have a
cool.
way
I'm
for the
just
sound to
gonna
be
have-
amplified. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she falls prone.
Not even the clones hear that.
And yeah, she's down.
Mm-hmm. At this point, once that goes off, Shiori's going to like dash, like speed of lightning, dash her way into that area, and like
Do you grab a dazed
There.
do you grab a cowering Shidagah along the way?
Yeah, she's gonna like yeah, she's gonna like grab her and bring her with.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll the deafening or
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll how long the deafening is.
3 minutes?
Okay. Alright. So she's cowering on the ground, deaf, and this loud bang goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably have about 3 minutes before she's back to not being deaf, and before like the rest of the miners that are on down in the mines on the other side are heading up this way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't care if the other miners show up. They're not like enemies, so whatever.
Looking her over, as she's sort of cowering, she's like cloaked, darker cloaked. She doesn't look like a ninja type exactly, but she doesn't really look civilian either. She looks in a weird way kind of like some sort of a police force cop something. And at her belt is in fact a saber, full on sword saber.
Right, yeah. Shiori's going to pull the saber off her belt. And just kind of like, basically with the actual saber, and she's going to kick up a soul edge, and then like kind of do that like crossed over the like like the cross blades thing, like to hold her in
Oh yeah, yeah,
place.
yeah. She is in her state of deafness.
Mm-hmm.
I was only doing my. Who are you? But she is yelling much louder so she can hear her own self talk.
Yeah. Shiori just goes. Shiori very like slowly and deliberately speaks so that like everyone around her can hear, but also if she can like kind of read her lips, she's going to go. Who sent you?
Uh, uh, the, the council. I was here to investigate, to look into the flower that was found, see if it was what everyone thought. I I wasn't told that there was some human girl ninja here. Something. You, I I was only here to investigate.
Um, Refresher course. Did the queen tell me about the council?
The queen mentioned the council loosely in the sense of she said that she had to keep part of the reason why she sent it. She sent Lolo, the commander. Part of the reason why Lolo had to be on the ship was because the council, that is the sort of checks and balances for the uh, nobility rulers of this continent. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason Lolo had to go was the vessel had to be military capable in order for the council to allow the queen to send it to Nepari.
Right.
So the council is sort of the checks and balances that's supposed to work alongside the queen, but you got the vibe from the queen herself that some people in that council were not exactly right. There might have been a bit of
Right.
corruption sitting there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, Shiori is going to. She's not going to take the blades away, but she's going to look at. She's going to look at Shidagah and say, um, um, she has 2 minutes left before her hearing starts to come back. Um, can we, I don't know, just like hold up like two fingers so that like we can, like, I'm not ignoring her, I'm just waiting.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Once a couple of the other, like miners get there, she's gonna look at them and say, anybody got any rope?
The muscle bound or muscly fighter guy who had the upper muscles that were bigger sort of reaches back into his pack with one of the smaller pairs of arms and then says, "I do." And then
Yeah, can you, do me a favor and tie this one up?
can do. And then
Not,
he sort of looks
don't,
up at you and goes, "Are you the one that caused the big kaboom, or was that you?"
technically, yes.
Okay. Then you tie her up. Um, Give for me a listen check.
About 17.
Nice. Um, and also you still have your ESP thing going. Um, so yeah, you with your listen thing, you hear sort of um a clatter, like someone falling or a, a body or something falling into the rocks and dirt back towards where the flower was, and at the same time you get a wave of emotions from your detect emotions thing that amounts to, "Ow, fuck." Hmm?
Um, from, like, which way? Like, where?
Back towards the flower, this way.
Back towards the flower, huh?
Huh?
Um, oh, question.
Hmm?
with the flower in my book, are any headlamps going out?
Oh, um, hmm. With the flower in your book, no.
No. Okay. 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 Cool. Um. All right. Then.
And
Cool.
some of the dog miners sort of look off in the direction of the flower, as they hear that same of a person or something appearing to fall back off that way. And Shidagah sort of looks at you like, Shiori? You heard that, right?
I heard. Mm, she's tied up.
Yeah, she's tied up. She's good. I
Okay.
I don't
Shiori's
understand
gonna
what.
look at whoever's closest to being in charge and say, "Watch her."
Can do. It's the spider guy that's got the bigger arms. That's
Sit on her if you have to.
I'd squash her.
Just don't let her out of your sight, specifically.
Yep.
Yep. Shiori's gonna head back down the tunnel.
Huh? Shidagah's right with you as you're heading back down.
And like borrow a headlamp off of somebody so they have some light.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you make your way back down the tunnel. So this is going to be interesting. Since not really hiding and in the dark and having a hard time seeing, as you're sort of running around the corner to get to the down to the tunnel's end or whatever where the flower was, Shidagah sort of speaks up, and she's, if someone is down this way, I don't know how they could get here. This there's no one. That tunnel's a dead end, so they would have had to have passed us for someone to get down. And she stops as you're, quickly going around that direction, and for the briefest for the briefest instant, your detect thoughts thing gets an emotion that washes over her, kind of like deja vu. This feels familiar to her for some reason. It's like she just realized that this is something that she's encountered similarly before. And as you come around the tunnel, you see, yeah, boop.
Oh, who are you, friend?
You see a cloaked figure, though loosely cloaked, and the cloak's sort of disheveled at the moment because of the dark. But in particular, you see a headband. This person's a ninja, like your kind, and human, or at least would be human if they had a headband, or they should be. Roll me like a straight up wisdom check at a +4, because this is a person you know. See if you remember them.
Okay.
Yeah. So remember Mr. Little Princey dude that went Summon World hopping? This is Tenumaru.
The crow guy.
Yeah, this is Tenumaru.
This is one of ours.
It's one of yours. And he was also the one that got the title from your group of pervy prince, because he was all prim and proper, but he was the one that used Jiraiya's get rid of clothes move thing on you way back when.
I got you.
And it's him. It looks like him. And he hasn't really. He's just now trying to get his bearings back. And one thing that immediately strikes you as odd is his cloak is tattered and he's wearing it on his back, but it's almost as if he has two cloaks. There's another layer of something that's against his shoulder and his back. And he immediately looks to the light and sees you coming. You know, you're a little bit faster than Shidagah, and he's...
I'm a lot faster.
Yeah, a lot faster than Shidagah if you teleport. And he's...
Mm-hmm. Well, I've also got... I can also run speed of lightning, so...
Yeah. Shiori? What?
Tenemaru? What are you doing here? How did you get here?
What are you... How did you... And then...
No. Hold on. How did you get here?
I don't know, alright? I don't know.
That's fair. Second of all, do not use any summoning magic here. Period.
Okay.
Like, I mean it.
And at this point, Shidagah finally makes her way around, and Tenemaru sort of... That's it! At least I'm not that bad.
What are you talking about?
He sort of looks around and... Okay, what are you doing here?
Shiori looks back at Shidagah like, what? Do you... What are you talking about?
He's speaking in English, and Shidagah doesn't really understand English common. So she's...
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, she's talking.
Shidagah's just looking at him confused and sort of looks between you, noticing the similarities to like standard ninja attire ish. Although you got more of the spider seamstress clothing with you now, so it's a little bit less there. But
yeah.
He asked you in their language. You know him?
Yeah, he's classmate, let's say.
Oh. Okay.
I don't particularly like him, but he's not an enemy as far as I know.
How are you... This is Tenemaru. What sort of language is that? And why do I feel like I was insulted?
Why would we insult you? Also, the interesting dialect over here, so I just kind of picked it up on the boat ride over.
Boat? Where are we?
We are on the island of Dr. Moreau. What is the name of this place?
It's
God damn it.
The island of the Kuchigami.
Kuchigami, yeah. Okay. We're on the island of the Kuchigami. At this point, Shiori's like starting to go into doctor mode, and is like she's put the like saber like. She's actually handed the saber to Shidagah and been like, hold this, kind of guard the tunnel, I'll be back. And then she just like puts her sword, like, you know, whatever, uncasts her soul edge, and is just like very casually like strolling up to him to like look him over and like him like do her thing. So I'm gonna roll a heal check.
He very, very pointedly, as you move closer to him, he very pointedly pulls his cloak against him tighter.
Yeah, no, you don't get that luxury with me right now.
You you
I'm
look
still mad at you
fine.
for, like, yeah, I am fine. I'm still mad at you for ripping all my clothes off, so give me that cloak.
I fine, fine. And he pulls the he sort of lets you pull the cloak away. Um, and you see that along his shoulder blades and like over his shoulders, um, he has a. It looks very much like a down of feathers
Yes!
across his shoulders and his back.
Yeah. Um, Shiori just looks kind of stunned at, like, at all this and just goes, how did you get like this?
I mean, you don't know.
No, I don't. This is the first time I've seen you in months. Like a year, I think.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
So yeah, it's kind of hard to, I don't exactly pick up the newspaper when I'm in the middle of the ocean. What happened? How'd you get like this?
okay. Well, this might not be the easiest thing to discuss in the middle of some what spider cave something.
It's a mine.
I mean, okay. Uh, well, I haven't ate in like a really
Would
long
you?
time. So, can we get food first?
Oh yeah. Well, uh, first is a first is a generous assumption. Okay. Okay, but we're gonna talk on the way. I've got another thing to deal with.
Okay.
Okay, come on. Um, she's gonna hand the cloak back, but like she's basically just gonna like fold it up and hand it back to him, not like, hand it
Yeah.
back for him to put on. Um, and if he
He
he like asks about it, she's basically just gonna go like, "You're fine here. Come on."
he starts to unfold it to put it back, and then you look at him and it's like fine, and he's just okay.
All right. And she's gonna look at Shidagah and say, "This is fuck Tenumaru. Um, yeah, don't let him touch your anything at all. Um, yeah, come on."
And you lead him back with the rest.
Mhm.
Uh, just as the foreman sort of has finally made his way down into the mines, um, and you detect a ton of like anxiety when Tenumaru when he sees all these Uchigami types. But for once, he's being smart and he's keeping his mouth shut.
Well, he doesn't speak their language anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, true, but still. Um,
Um, is it because they're spiders, or is it because they're animal people?
it seems to be sort of equally amongst all the Kuchigami, so probably animal
Oh,
people.
what a dick. Racist against animal people. God
And
damn.
it's not a um, it's an anxiety not from like disrespect. It's not like a prejudiced sort of anxiety. It's actually closer
It's a
to
fear.
yeah, it's actually closer to fear.
Yeah.
Um, and then
Okay.
he
Um, Shiori is gonna walk back over to the chameleon lady What do you want? I nailed her. Um,
Lizard,
she's gonna
reptile.
go.
Yeah.
She's a chameleon. What? She's changing colors. She's like hiding in plain sight. She's got like scales and like mottled skin. Like, yeah, she's a chameleon.
Yeah.
She's the chameleon girl from Ruby. I already know.
Yep.
Uh,
Pretty much.
yeah. She's gonna look at her and go, can you hear me?
Sort of tilts her head and is like still trying to get the ringing out of her ears, and it's just, yeah, I guess.
Okay, I'll heal the ringing in your ears in a little bit, but you need to talk first.
Okay.
You mentioned a flower. What is it?
I I really don't know. Um,
Do you know
the
what the council wants with whatever it is?
it was just a flower that they wanted to make sure that they wanted me to confirm that it was here. They didn't want me to do anything to it. They didn't want me to even touch it. They actually told me to stay away from it. But I was just told to confirm that it was here. I had a picture with me to make sure that it was the same flower. And yeah, I was just supposed to follow everyone into the mines. Hopefully no one spots me. I see that it's here, and yeah, that's it. I wasn't told anything about you. I was just told to follow her, and she points to Shidagah.
There aren't any flowers down here, just a weird looking bug. She kind of glances at at Tenemaru when she says that, but not like actually like directly looking at him. She
He
could have
sort of
just
looks over
easily
it.
been looking back down the tunnel.
He sort of looks over at Tenemaru and is just okay.
Do you mean the people here any harm, or are you just reconnaissance?
I'm just reconnaissance. I wasn't planning on attacking or hurting anybody.
All right. I apologize for deafening you.
Pretty impressive though for someone so small. Yeah.
I am very particularly talented. Speaking of, do you mind if I look you over, make sure that you're in decent enough health before you go on your way?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah.
Alright. 33 on treat injury?
Nope. She's perfectly fine.
Okay.
I mean, other than being recently deaf, she's fine.
Okay, yeah. She's like, the last of that ringing in your ear should go away in about, 3 or 4 days. It'll lessen pretty quickly, but it'll still be there. There's drink plenty of water. It'll help your body heal.
Yeah, I guess that's good.
You probably need a little more iron in your diet. That does
Okay.
not mean eat rocks. Please don't eat rocks. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you're good to go. Shiori's gonna like untie her and hand the rope back to the miner. To Buff Spider Bro.
Well, we done. The foreman sort of looks to everyone here, and he looks to Shidagah, and Shidagah just gives him a very, very particular nod. That there seems to be a lot more associated with it. It's a very sort of non-verbal communication thing, and your ESP gets the sense that this is her way of saying you found the thing, without saying it directly for a person who's here that was looking for it.
Right.
And he nods and then sort of looks to everyone here and is just, well, that aside, we will finish up in here. And can we please get those who are not supposed to be in my mine out? And he looks very pointedly at Enimaru. A little bit more so than the snake lady or the lizard lady, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then everyone exits the mine.
Yeah.
Yay. You now have a flower. Well, you have a flower and a Tenemaru.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Once we get upstairs, or up like surface side, I guess. Um, Shiori's gonna look at Shidagah and say, "We need to find that the lamp crafter guy."
Yeah. Do you want to go and talk to him first or deal with your friend first?
I'll deal with this first. Can you get him and bring him? I don't know, to Oh God, where were we staying?
You were staying in Shidagah's house, actually.
Okay, yeah. Can you get him and bring him to the house?
I mean, I can if we can get him to follow me.
Yeah, that's fine. Just ask him. Um, but if not, then I'll go to him in a little bit.
Okay. Uh, yeah, I can do that.
All right. Thank you so much, Shidagah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know who he is, but he seems more scared than anything, so.
Oh, you mean Tenemaru? Yeah, that's uh probably about right.
Okay. And then Senemaru sort of walks off with her. Uh, and before she heads off with Tenemaru back to the house, she goes, um, there's a blacksmith shop, sort of a crafting shop that's just on the outskirts of town up north a little more. It should be easier to find. It's the only one. It's the only house that has any kind of rock and ore rather than these thatch tents like everyone else says around here. So it's just up north, and I'll take him back to the house if you want to go and talk to him.
Yeah, please. We'll meet you there. I'm gonna take Tenemaru
Are you taking him with you to
and
the?
figure out to your house, and I'm gonna figure out exactly what's going on with him.
Okay. So you take Tenemaru back to the house first.
Yes.
He's sort of just looking around this very shrine-like area and house and things, and he's finally gets some food from Lishani, Shidagah's boyfriend.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And
Shiori will like thank him and like get some food herself because she's probably home.
mm-hmm.
And she needs a bump on chakra. So I mean,
Yeah.
She's going to like sit down at the table. She's gonna wait for him to at least get some food in him before she starts in on him.
Yeah. Um. Actually, yeah. Uh. So you set him down, get him some food, and as you're sitting down eating. He's sort of kept silent this whole time, letting you talk amongst the Uchigami, and he is happy to have some food. And there is some degree of not necessarily anxiety, but a wariness to the food. It seems as if he got the same sense you did, that this food has chakra infusion to it. Which you don't necessarily.
Shiori's just gonna smile at him and say, it's really tasty, trust me.
Right. Okay. And he sort of starts to eat it, sort of nervously at first, and then as it's really good, he starts to just inhale it like he hasn't eaten in days. He does strangely keep his manners about him, though. He's prim and proper about it. He's just gorging. Especially in a house that he doesn't know the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You also see.
So once he's eaten some and gotten like used to it and everything. I also see what? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You also see as he's eating, there is a sort of a flare, a spike in his aura of chakra that you didn't sense on yourself when you was eating before. It's just it there's this visible spike of energy that was not there when you were eating it before, specifically when he is. And
interesting.
Then
Shiori's notebook comes out and she starts scribbling things down.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't eaten in days, and that was really good.
It's they make some pretty interesting food around here.
Yeah, so
Tenemaru, I need to know how you got here. And I would also like to know what's up with the new yeah.
new look.
That's okay, you probably better start from the beginning.
Okay. You said before that I should not summon out here.
Yes, it is, considering a lot of the people around here are very closely aligned with similar creatures that can be called upon by summoning magics. They find it to be a very unwelcome practice in their homeland. So don't. That's not a suggestion. Okay. Don't.
Right, and they can't understand what we're saying, right? So it's only if I was...
Some speak a smattering of our language. Some of them are meant to be spies in our land. Some of them just have no idea what we're saying right now. I'm gonna be entirely honest. I can kind of tell when they can catch on what we're saying, but like as far as exactly, no idea.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know if you know, but for the past, like, feels like it's only been a week, but I know that it's more than that. I don't know, times are weird.
You were in one of the summon realms.
Not one.
Well, time moves weird there, so I don't know if they're consistent across each other, but the rabbit realm and the tiger realm they move different. They move weird.
Yeah. Wait, you went to the rabbit realm?
It's a long story. It was a nightmare. It's a long story.
Okay, well, okay. You're probably not, and I am sorry for what I did back at the academy forever ago, okay? I was just frustrated, and that was the first thing that popped in my head that I could do that would possibly, I don't know, lead to me winning, or you giving up, or something. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, so
That whole thing really is way beyond the past right now.
yeah, he sort of gives you a smile, weirdly, that he very much agrees with that feels like a lifetime ago to him too.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
you were bouncing between different summon realms.
Yes.
How?
Okay, so you went to at least one or two summon realms, I guess, yeah?
It's because I know people. It wasn't on my own.
Right. Okay. So, do you have any kind of like paper here?
Just my notebook.
Maybe they have something?
Well, what do you want it for?
I lost it. I had map that I had found. No, I didn't steal it. I did actually find it, but I lost it. And
I didn't say a thing, Tenamaru.
sorry. Okay.
I'm really not... We have our past, but I'm really not interested in being hostile to you right now because you look like you're going through some shit, first of all. And you also look like you could use a friend. And I'm about the only familiar face around, so...
Yeah.
What's the point? What's the point in starting a fight?
Yeah. Okay. So, the summon worlds, they are connected with each other. There is
Okay, that makes sense.
There is a barrier that exists between, like at the borders of every summon realm. And if you know
If you know
how,
how to cross them, you can go from a realm to realm to realm.
right?
And you were mapping them.
I found one. I found
Someone
the
was
map.
mapping them.
I found the map that sort of gave me the grid, you know, of where each one was in relative to the others. And I was traveling from world to world trying to find... Have you ever heard of Sage Mode?
In passing, it's a thing. It's a, what do you call it? Isn't it like where you sort of take on the aspects of the animal that you're contracted with?
Yeah. So I was trying to become a sage. I was wanting to learn how to, you know, do that. And
Right, chicken sage, got it.
I had to find the right...
Did you hear that or no?
Huh?
She goes, right, chicken sage, got it. And she gives him kind of a little smile.
They're ravens, thank you.
I know. I'm just teasing.
He smiles. Anyway, okay. So, I was going around trying to find somebody to teach me. And I eventually did. He very much didn't think I would be able to do it. And I had to go through all this, like, hacks and... I fought a giant frog, okay?
Well, that seems interesting.
It was not easy, but I did. I needed to prove myself to him that I was capable. And
Then why are you a raven and not a frog?
because my patron spirit is Raven. I may have learned to train Get to Sage with the frogs, but I'm a raven.
Okay. I understand.
So I tried it, and then I get feathers.
Cool.
I didn't want feathers.
Is this like a... Why didn't you want feathers? Did you want a beak?
Sage mode is supposed to be this really powerful, like, chakra infused mode, and I'm
And
supposed to be super fast
this
and
isn't- And
supposed to be
this isn't it.
well, I was it for a while, and then I got the feathers, and then I got aggressive and bet and cocky, and I thought I was
You thought you were the king of the world.
yeah. And I thought finally
You're never
could-
gonna...
I could go home and show my dad that I was a powerful ninja and all this and that, and well, let's just say the frogs wasn't so happy about me I ran from the frogs because I couldn't take on more than like one, let alone like 5. And so I ran, and I ended up in, like, for a while I was over an ocean. I could still ride the bird that I had, but I was over an ocean, and then I was in some dark forest or other, and then all of a sudden this, I don't know who they were. They didn't look to be animal. They looked to be more human. I don't know who they were. All of a sudden, I'm like literally knocked out of the sky over this dense forest, and somehow landed in that cave.
You landed in the cave by falling into a forest?
Oh, the forest was below me, and I just don't remember falling. It was like I was teleported or something. Oh. I think, if I might be remembering wrong, but I think the forest that I was over was the spider realm, so I guess it kinda makes sense, but I don't know how I went from Spider Realm to Spider Cave.
I mean, this is kind of Spider Town. Okay, so long story. Long story kind of. Actually, I should probably have someone else tell this story. Um, yeah, I should probably have someone else tell the story and just translate for you. Okay. She's actually muttering to herself in the like, um, in the other language.
Mm-hmm.
And not in like a language that he can understand, which means the spider guy probably hears her muttering about like, I should probably have someone else tell you that story and then translate it. And then she goes, she looks at him and goes, can he? He's a friend of mine from back home. Can he stay here with me?
Yes. That's
Okay, good.
that's fine. We've got another spare room, sure.
All right, good. Okay, good.
And he stops you. Is he human?
It's complicated. Yes and no.
See. Okay.
Something went wrong with a technique that he was doing. I don't know, maybe not wrong. Maybe something went really right and it's just not what is typically intended. Um, Either way, he has feathers now. Whether that is good or bad or intentional or unintentional, that's what he has. So I don't think he'll draw too much attention, but also, eh.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so I think I'll keep him with me. I'm gonna draw plenty of attention myself anyway, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're not, is there a seamstress or is, like a clothier in town?
Oh yeah, this town's the town that. This is the same town where you had the seamstress that was fixing your fan.
Oh, heck, yeah, that's right. I forgot. I may commission her for some more, for some clothes for
Yeah.
Captain Chicken over here.
All right.
All right. I should be going to bed soon. So what are we looking at?
I mean that works.
Okay.
We can kind of
Um.
end it out there. I can sort of nip it
Okay.
with the when you go and you talk to. Was there any particular thing you wanted to get from talking to the craftsman?
Yeah. What goes into the ink? We can play that scene real quick because it's not going to take very long.
Yeah. That's what I was going for.
So like ostensibly he comes to the house and we talk and whatever. Shiori's gonna go. What do you use to make the lamps that they use in the mines? Like, how do you paint those seals?
Um, he gives you a sort of a much more sort of rigmarole context to it. But do you have?
I have Earth and Life Sciences and I have Pharmacy.
Yes,
Craft
you
Pharmaceutical.
have ranks in Fuyin Jutsu.
I do.
Um, Basically what he describes amounts to stealing Fuyin Jutsu, and
Healing.
he's imbuing chakra through the use of seals into the stones via the seal to make these stones produce light.
I see.
I mean, it's a pretty.
But what I'm asking for specifically is what are these seals made? Like, what is the ink made of?
Um, I mean, it's technically would amount to just like normal ink. It's his chakra that's technically infused in him to create the stones to begin with, but
It's
he
his chakra.
his
That's
chakra to create the
interesting.
seals. But it's since he's not necessarily that proficient in ninja lore himself, he just understands it as he creates the seals. He learned how to make the seals to make the stones produce light. He understands that it's chakra. He understands that it's his, and but he's not quite sure precisely how it works. Though it is his understanding that if someone knew what they were doing, they could pull chakra from his rocks if they wanted to, which is why he's so upset because he feels like there's a flower that can do that. Now that makes no sense.
Can I ask for a flower pot that I can hang, like that has kind of like a lid that I can hang off my belt?
Uh huh.
Can I ask him to make me one of those?
Yeah, sure. He gives you a
Okay.
funny look about it, but yeah, sure.
As a medic and as someone who is just naturally curious, I am very interested in maybe attempting to collect one of these flowers if I can find one intact.
Okay.
So I would like to run some experiments.
Yeah, of course.
If they are particularly attracted to the seals, that's extremely interesting. If they're particularly attracted to specifically your chakra or chakra like yours, that would also be very interesting. Um, I promise not to let any harm come to you or your business.
Of course.
Of course. Um, yeah. Would that be accepted? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine. It's also worth
All right.
noting the blacksmith is actually a he's a big guy. He's dog oriented.
Okay.
But he's a mastiff.
Ah, he's got big old
I
jowlies.
love him.
Big old giant dog person.
Big old jowlies. Like with the
Uh
big
huh.
old floppy, like.
And he does have the floppy ears.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I love him.
uh, but aside from that, yeah, he'd be willing to craft you a flower pot to just help you to either collect more of the flowers or to sustain or to do experiments and all that sort of stuff. Um,
Cool.
do you remove the flower from your book and place it in the pot, or do you keep the one that's in your book?
Well, the flower that I took, I've already picked and flattened and pressed with the book, so that's not gonna do me any good whatsoever. If I put it in a flower pot, it's just going to be a flat, like dead flower in a flower
Right.
pot. Like I'm putting it in the book to preserve it in case I can make something out of it later, but if I want the flower pot, so if I come across another flower, I can take it
Right. Yep. Okay.
and take it with me and feed it things. I'll name it Aubrey.
Anyway.
Not Audrey, because that's copyrighted. I'll name it Aubrey.
All right. Um. Yeah.
After the spring baking championship contestant because she sucks. Um
Alright, and we end this after you've exited the blacksmith shop. Sort of late evening. We sort of end this with two new individuals making their way into town. Actually, three individuals making their way into town, one of which you recognize. You see um, a taller, sort of kind of lanky, thin person. You don't see any distinguishing features concerning him for like animal or anything right off the top, right off as you're looking at him. And actually all three of the people doesn't really appear to be very animally inclined at first glance. But you do know that at least one of them is, because one of them is one of them's Achike, Slug Girl.
Oh yeah.
And she's sort of walking in between the two that she's walking with, and the taller person is much taller than her. And then the person beside them is much smaller. And actually, the person beside them is close to your height, which is
Oh my.
kind of funny.
That is a compact.
And
A corgi.
none of them appear human or appear animally inclined at first glance. But they are making their way into town, and we sort of end this on Achike calling out to you, just Shiori.
In common or in?
It's just your name, so technically it would be.
I mean, it's just my name, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna smile and like wave back.
And she will make your way over, and we'll start up with. We'll start up with there next time.
Okay, cool. I'm very excited to interact with Hachike again. She's a delight.
So what is your intent with that flower?
She's my favorite sticky friend. So the flower pot I want basically is like a flower pot. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I understand what you're wanting to do with the flower pot, but I meant what you're wanting to do with the flower in general.
With like a cover on it, so I can like put a lid on it. And like that way it doesn't get damaged. I don't quite know yet, but I wanna mess with it. If it does
So
a thing,
descriptive.
I don't know. Well, okay, but that's the thing. It does a thing. I don't know what that thing is, but it does it. And I want to figure out how and why it does this thing. Zero, you listen, I do this a lot with Dalrid. I will poke and prod at stuff to try and figure out how it works. And then that kind of dismantles everything else he's doing around that mystery. It's just, I'm like, ooh, thingy. Boop, 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 boop.
Right, yeah.
I did similar to you
until I figure out which boop is the snoot.
I mean, there is a full-on, very specific thing that you could do with that flower, theoretically, as soon as you figure out how.
Yeah. If I don't need the live flower, then I already have everything I need. But if I can use it, like, I don't know, like a chakra sink, or like just to like...
Hey, keep that flower away from me.
Oh, yeah.
If I can use it to disable stuff...
Or kill me.
Actually, that flower wouldn't hurt you, Zero.
Until all my chakra's gone.
It's not gonna suck your chakra away.
I don't believe you.
Uh-huh. Well, congratulations, Shiori. You have a tiny little flower that a vampire is terrified of.
That's not too uncommon in vampire lore. I don't know.
Anyway. Alright, I'll let you...
Vampires and flowers do not get along.
It was great fun. I'm glad we were able to knock this little session out.
100% transparency. I fucking forgot, dude.
It's fine. As long as we got it out and was
like-
accomplished. This has been Naruto: A New World. And when we figure out what Shiori's going to do with that flower,